It's game day eve, Washington Commanders Nation. We're going up to Lambeau Field tomorrow night for a statement game, for a game that it's in week 2, but may have serious ramifications and implications when it comes to the seeding in the NFC and who's going to be the Eagles' threat in this conference, man. Let's talk about it. What it do and what's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your guy, Rio Robinson, back with the latest and greatest from the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel, where we ramble about our Washington Commanders. It is Wednesday, September 10th, and it is a short-ass week. Short-ass week. We just finished the game on Sunday, and we're already a little bit over 24 hours away from our next game, and this is a big one. This is a big one. It is week 2 of the season, but this is a tone setter. This is a tone setter, and this is a potential playoff matchup that we could see sometime in January. So this is a game the entire world will be watching. If you, like myself, saw the power rankings and all of the media pundits prognosticating on networks this week, the Green Bay Packers are the media darlings because they took down the media darlings in week 1 of the season. They dogged the Detroit Lions, and we got to see what Detroit is after Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn left. But everybody, since the Micah Parsons trade, parlaying that with a dominant week 1 home victory, everybody's on the Packers nuts right now, and everybody is waiting to see Washington be served humble pie in 2025. So I am very excited to get to this one. What's going on with y'all? How y'all doing right now? I've been watching a lot of Green Bay Packers stuff. I've been watching national medias. I see what everybody is talking about. I see what everybody is saying. I'm a little fatigued, but we here. We here on a Wednesday. It's hump day for those who celebrate. And we're a day before Washington plays. I'll be doing my preview, my official preview tomorrow on the channel with Tom Grossi, Green Bay Packers content creator, biggest fan content creator in the space. He calls Washington Wildflower. We'll be doing a preview on the channel tomorrow afternoon at 1:15. I'm excited. I'm hyped, and I'm ready to go. So please make sure y'all smash that like button. Smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you're not subbed to the channel. And thank you to our sponsors, SeatGeek, Rio 10 for 10% off your next tickets to a game, concert, or whatever, and Rio 91 on the Sleeper app. I'm going to be showing y'all some of the picks that I'm making for tomorrow's game. But I just seen someone say in the chat, it's time to get back on our shock the world shit. Here's the thing. When it comes to this shock the world, Washington are 3-point dogs on the road. I understand Vegas lines mean a thing. I understand there's always got to be a favorite and a non-favorite in a game. But do not get this shit twisted. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. We are not some underdog. If we go up, matter of fact, change that. When we go up to Lambeau tomorrow, do not be perplexed if we win that football game. This is no shocking David versus Goliath type shit. This is 2 good teams squaring off and trying to gain momentum, because the winner of this game is probably going to be top 2, top 3 on NFL Power Ranking. NFL Power Rankings don't do anything for anybody, but that shit means something to me because I'm not used to seeing my team there. So the winner of this game, this means a lot, especially with winnable games coming up on the schedule. Y'all have seen Philadelphia's schedule. Y'all have seen our schedule. We got the Raiders and the Falcons coming up. So a 2-0 start would be just what the doctor ordered for Washington to get on that fast start that we said we needed before we hit that murderer's row part of the schedule. So we overdogs this year. We are overdogs this year. overdog. Shout out to Noel on X who said that to me earlier, because I've been saying that for weeks, for months now. We're overdogs now. We have expectations, and part of those expectations are that the entire world, the entire NFL world is rooting for our demise in 2025. Look at everybody hopping on the Green Bay Packers nuts right now. Everybody is hopping on the Green Bay Packers jockstrap right now. And they want to see Washington. They want to see us get blown out. They want to see us get embarrassed. They want to see us eat our humble pie in 4K. And I'm here to say, F all that. F all that. But even more importantly, hold up. We got some important matters we need to get to on stream real quick. Hold up. We got some important matter. I got something to pull up on screen. Make sure as a Washington fan, y'all are doing your part today. Make sure you clock in from wherever you are. I don't care if you are at home. I don't care if you're at work. I don't care if you're at a friend's house, at a significant other's house, your side joint's house. We all have an obligation to get Bill his first rookie of the week this week. So we're going to go ahead and run it up. I'm going to go ahead and yap while we run it up right quick. Let me go ahead and pull this up on the screen real quick. Go to this site, NFL.com/voting/rookies/ again. You click on Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. You click vote now. Thanks for voting. That's what's up. And then you give them another one. And then you give them another one. And then you give them another one, because we're going to run this thing up. Y'all remember how we rode at dawn for Jayden Daniels last year. We made that belt. We made sure that belt stayed here, even on weeks where Jayden's play didn't necessarily represent him being the rookie of the week. We still made sure he was getting it, because they've given us the power as fans to do so. So you can go ahead and just click it at will until they say voting stops, until they give you judgment, a wrap it up warning that says, okay, enough is enough, please touch grass. Go ahead and just click Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, because while I understand that Sampson had more scrimmage yards, he also had a lot more touches. Emeka Egbuka had a phenomenal game. Tyler Warren, Hooper, and he loves John Riggins, so shout out to him. Demetrius Knight, awesome. RJ Harvey, that's what's up. Fuck all them, though. It's about our guy. It is about Big Bill. I see a lot of first, second, third round draft picks on this list. My boy was picked in the 200s, and he got right to the shits, and it only took him 10 touches to do so. So make sure y'all run up this vote for our guy, Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt. If you don't do anything else today, make sure you get them thumbs working and we ride for our guy. We made sure Mikey got one too. If any of our rookies ever do anything, and if they ever on this list, we got to run that thing up. But shout out to Bill. Shout out to Bill. And I can't wait to see what happens when he gets an even larger role and he gets, let's say, 17 to 20 touches in a game. Because, like, my favorite thing I've heard from KB and some of the Giants fans, y'all are sicing what Bill did. It only looks good because he had a big run. Are big runs not a part of the job description? Are big runs not statistics that are counted for on Sunday afternoon? The link to vote, oh, say less. Say less. I'll put it in the chat right now. I'll put it in the chat right now. I got you. I got you, bro. I got you. Everybody, I'm about to run this thing up in the chat. Get your votes in. Vote for Bill. Big Bill, not the little one, even though he gets called Bill because of that. But what's up with y'all, man? How we doing? Whoo, let him mess around and get a 100-yard game. We're going to be talking crazy around this parts. And he's setting himself up to be in territory for every week to be something historical. First 7th round pick in his rookie year to do this, to do that. All of the made-up, concocted ESPN stats, send them my way, because they push forward the Bill propaganda that we've been pushing since the day we drafted this guy. We no longer have to preface everything with 7th round pick. He was averaging 4.5 yards, but talk that talk, D. Talk that talk. Let him know. Let him know. My guy, C-Rob for President TV. Rambling family. What up, fam? Hail to the Commanders. Tomorrow's dinner menu includes extra cheese. Let's fucking go. Extra cheese. Cheese heads, every style of cheese. Pepper jack, Gouda, Swiss, mozzarella, all of that shit. With a little green mixed in. But everybody, before we move into our next topic on the show, make sure y'all vote for Bill. Let me get in another one. Just because, just since we here right now. But they've started. I've seen the media. I've been watching. I don't want everybody to pick us every week. It really doesn't mean anything to me. But I'm loving all of the love that the Packers are being shown. Like, look at this. Dominique Foxworth, real one. He the only one holding it down. And that's okay. Everybody's drinking the green and yellow Kool-Aid because they've got momentum. They made a right before the season monumental acquisition of Micah Parsons and went straight to the shits week 1 and shut down their rival Detroit Lions. So I get it. Playoff football team, 11-win football team, very good quarterback. One of the better quarterback matchups we're going to see all year on Washington's schedule. And to be totally honest, Jordan Love is in the short list of guys that are in competition with Jayden Daniels for who is the face of the NFC. Who is the quarterback face of the conference? Because the top 4 guys in the league all reside in the AFC. Lamar, Allen, Burrow, Mahomes. But in the NFC, it's Jayden, Hurts, Love. Very short list. Rain Dakota on a good year, but he's not in this conversation. And yeah, we've seen Parsons before, and Parsons had 4.5 sacks versus us. That's why I threw him on my sleeper ticket, by the way. I think Jayden will walk into a sack at some point. But we're living in a world where Micah Parsons can get a sack or two, and we can still win the football game. So I'm cool with people picking against us. We're 3-point dogs on the road. I get it. I think if we were at home, the line would be a little different, but it makes sense. I'm not mad at it, but I'm excited to see us in prime time. What we tell people about Jayden, what they don't understand, and we keep trying to tell them we have knowledge that they don't know outside of here, is that we are road dogs. We take this show on the road, baby. We are better on the road than we are at home. Our biggest moments come on the road. And when them lights are the brightest, Jayden Daniels dazzles. He seizes the moment and he gets the whole entire world talking about him. But let's get a little taste from what they talking about. Let's get a little taste.
Are more down on the Lions after what you saw this week?
I'm certainly down on the Lions. And I do think there's great reason for concern with the way that offense looked without Ben Johnson. But I want to give it a week before we just say that they're awful because of how Packers defense was. Now, we have seen the 2000 Ravens and we've seen the 76 Steelers. I'm not putting them in that conversation. But what they did to the Lions on Sunday was maybe the greatest performance by any one unit all last week. And that includes the Bills offense. 9 tackles for a loss, 4 sacks. And of course, Micah Parsons gets the headlines, 29 snaps. I look at guys who have been considered busts the last few years in the draft. Quay Walker, unblockable. Rashawn Gary, unblockable. Lucas Van Ness, unblockable. They play Washington tomorrow night, Molly. And
Washington.
I know we're looking at this as like this battle of the Titans. Like, don't be shocked if they come out there and they shut down Jayden Daniels. That is how good this Packers defense is. And I believe Jeff Hafley is operating
down Jayden Daniels. Ain't
right
that
now,
shit cute?
that this might be the story of the NFC. I don't think it's overreacting. I don't think it's hyperbole. I think that this defense is so good and so loaded at every single position with all this collection of first-round talent that we could be looking at a lot of teams saying, what's wrong with the offense? No. Packers defense.
I don't know about y'all, but the only thing I heard here was shut down Jayden Daniels. And it was at that point that I realized, all right. All right. God bless. Shutting down Jayden Daniels. So going into the Packers week 1 matchup with the Lions, I've watched the entire game. I've seen the condensed version of their game. I've paid a lot of attention to how that game played out. And I respect the performance that they put down on Sunday. I really do. I really do. But hear me out. Jared Goff ain't this. Jared Goff ain't this. And the first thing people are going to say is they shut down Sonic and Knuckles, and that is a huge feat. They strapped Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. They kept that running back room to under 50 yards. Montgomery had under 30 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs was one of the top guys in this league, was under 20 yards on the day. Here's the thing. Our running back room is not designated for one dominant guy. We have a cheat code, a force multiplier, a neutralizer. We have the ultimate get out of jail card. We have a pass first quarterback who is a devastating, steal your soul, top 2 rusher in the league when he wants to be. When he wants to be. He's a pass first guy who will absolutely break your heart when he runs, because there's only one quarterback in the league that rushes better than him, and that is Lamar Jackson. Jared Goff ain't that. Jared Goff ain't that. So Jayden Daniels is as good, if not better, a passer than Jared Goff with the ability to run like Lamar Jackson. So you can already throw away thinking that you're going to defend us like you defended the Detroit Lions, because we have so many threats on this offense that can run the ball. We have so many different threats that can run the ball. Not only do we have a upgraded offensive line in 2025, Bill is a threat. Austin Eckler is a threat. Deebo Samuel is a threat. And we haven't even unleashed the Jalen Lane package, and he's the fastest player of the team. We set up a lot of things on Sunday versus the Giants. We didn't bring it all out yet. The full playbook did not have to be on display versus the Giants on Sunday. But why not bring it out on a big spot? You know how we act up in primetime spots, and we're a primetime football team now. 6 primetime, 8 standalone games in 2025. But I can't wait. I can't wait to see it, because you cannot defend us like you defend the average team. This pace, space, and relentless offense, you're going to see the 4th down shit again. You're going to see the aggression, the identity that we played with last year, because it was not needed week 1. It wasn't needed. We didn't have to go for a bunch of 4th downs and shit week 1. We didn't need to, because there wasn't an offense that was competent enough to really give us any threat on the other side. And we were getting all of our preseason jitters out. I'm telling you, that was a joint practice. That was a 4th preseason game. And we looked like a team who did not attempt to pass in the preseason. I am not concerned about anything I saw Sunday. You're going to see the real us on Thursday night football. My guy, Jerry Williams, appreciate you for your channel membership and for the $9.99 super chat donation. What up, Rio? I view their defense similarly to the Giants. Great front 7, good safety duo, but mid at best cornerbacks. And Love almost threw 2 interceptions. Not saying we'll win, but feeling good about this one. Let's fucking go. You're not saying we'll win, Jerry, but I am. I'm saying we're going to win this game on Thursday, and it should not shock or surprise anyone when we pull it off. And I respect this team. I like this matchup. I love this for us. We're going to find out a lot about this team. It's giving me vibes of last year, the transition from week 3 to week 4. Remember how we had a short week coming from Monday Night Football at Cincinnati and then going into Arizona? So we decided to go up and stay in Arizona for the week. Everybody had their little store-bought jersey T-shirts on. Same vibes this week. We out at practice with the jersey T-shirts brought on again, and I'm feeling those type of vibrations, and I'm seeing people question the validity of our contention. I see people questioning the validity, how real we're going to be. Oh, they opened up versus the Giants. They spent all week telling us that we were on upset alert and that we could lose to the Giants because they're much improved. And then we win the game. And then let's see them versus a real football team, though. the goalposts and the narratives, or they're on a skateboard going downhill and they're going to move as we do stuff. Let's give another fan base a reason to hate us, and let's give the media another reason to keep picking against us, because they're going to see as this season goes on that we are here to stay. We are real, and our quarterback is one of the next faces of this league, and it's going to be sooner than later when he takes that shit over, man. I'm ready for this one, man. Did y'all see this? Did y'all see this NFL on Prime promo shit that they had on Jayden Daniels, bro? Look at this. The thumbnail for this video today is a graphic from NFL on Prime Video, and it is clean. Look at our boy. Look at our boy. I know what fans are going to be pointing out about this. They're going to be overreacting to it, but look at our boy in all his glory. Thursday Night Football. They got Jayden on the graphic in a vintage Washington Redskins style jersey with mesh numbers with his number 5 on it, and it says Special Week 2 Edition. How far can the Commanders go this year? The NFL's newest gem, Jayden Daniels. Up next? No, he's up now. Look at our guy, man. Look at this handsome bastard on here. Got his ice and VVS is showing. I know everybody's going to jump to, oh, this is the soft launch for the burgundy jersey transition. I'm not here to talk about that, but y'all are free to do whatever you'd like to with that information. But up next, no, he's up now. Even they know. They know they're putting this guy, they're propping him up on a pedestal to be the next one of those because they see it. They know it. And I like Jordan Love. Who got better braids? Oh, well, Jayden got the twist. Jayden got the twist. And shout out to Glam Her Beauty Bar and Manassas that be doing his hair. My son is dying to get out there so he can get twisted up by the same person Jayden gets twisted up by. I'm going to go Jayden in the hair competition. But look at the graphic, though. Look at our boy. Look at our guy, man. Love it, man. How far can the Commanders go this year? Thursday Night Football, they got our guy front and center. Not Jordan Love. They got our guy on the road, front and center. And he's top 3 in jersey sales right now. But anywho, yep, he gets his hair done out in Manassas, man. My friend that I went to high school with, her grandma had a picture with Jayden one day. I was like, damn, where your grandma meet Jayden? She was like, nah, he gets his hair done out here in Manassas. But, I don't even care about the credit they give us for real. I don't even want the credit, but I want them to keep picking against us. But we are hunters still. We are not the hunted. We are not the prey. We are still hunting everybody that shows up on the schedule. So do not get it twisted by the success we had last year. Like my guy Dan Quinn said, we got it on us too. Folks got to stop us, and we're not trying to build on last year's success. We're trying to replicate it. But at this point of the show, let's get into some of my picks for this week, and let's talk about our sponsor for this year, the best fantasy app in the world. Let's make some picks on Sleeper. The NFL season is here, which means you have a chance to win 1,000 times your cash on daily fantasy. Football has never been more exciting than it is with players like Jayden Daniels, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Jamar Chase. Pick on stats for these stars like touchdowns, passing yards, receiving yards, fantasy points, and more. We're up to a 1,000 times payout on Sleeper. Get your picks right and you could win big using promo code RIO91. That was promo code RIO91, and you'll get up to a $100 match bonus on your first deposit. Terms and conditions may apply. All right, so let's get into my Rio picks. Rio91 on Sleeper, by the way, if it's available in your area. These are my Rio picks for Thursday Night Football from Lambeau Field. So you know me, you get 8 picks on Sleeper. That's the max. And you know me, I'm finna run it up every time. I'm going to run it up every single time. We got a little multiplier boost for Deebo Samuel, 46.5 receiving yard. I don't know about y'all, but that's easy money for me. That's easy money for me. Deebo feels equally as important to this offense's success as Terry McLaurin is this year. And I think this is going to be one of those aerial assault performances from Jayden Daniels on Thursday night. When the light shine the brightest, 5 delivers, just like Amazon Prime, and it is on Thursday Night Football. You see what we did there? Throw me some money, Amazon. Deebo Samuel, 46.5 yards, over, easy. Jayden Daniels passing touchdowns. We left some shit on the field on Sunday. A deep ball touchdown to Terry, even though I'm not going to guarantee that's a touchdown because Terry, while he has practiced the sacred high step this offseason, I'm not sure he doesn't get caught from behind. But that should have been an 80-yard touchdown. And we owe him one this week. So I'm pairing Jayden with over 1.5 touchdowns. So give me 2 touchdowns minimum for Jayden Daniels on Thursday Night Football, one of which going to Scarrett's Terrence, our acorn head king and body catch bandit, McLaurin. It feels like one of those days where I wouldn't bet on his catches because Terry the type to have 100 yards on 4 catches, 25 a pop, because one big play is going to drastically skew them numbers. But it feels like one of those 4 or 5 catch, 87 to 115 yard touchdown performances for Terry McLaurin. And if Cliff Kingsbury wants to make it a topic and he wants to make it a focal point of the offense, it might be one of them days where we start forcing 17 the ball off the early. And when we get in a goal line situation, spot route, stop route, slant every time we get down there. So feels relatively easy to predict Terry McLaurin scoring a touchdown in this game. I'm giving him a receiving touchdown. Don't got to worry about any time because we don't need to be giving any jet sweeps to Terry McLaurin. That is not his bag. It's not his forte. Don't need to ever see that again. Last time he ran in reverse, I swear he fumbled that shit versus the Cleveland Browns, and I vowed that I never needed to see Terry McLaurin run one of them bitches again. That's what we got Jalen Lane and Deebo Samuel for. So moving on to the next part of this ticket, the tight ends. Jordan Love loves his tight ends, and we know what the affinity Jayden Daniels have for Zach Ertz is. 4 catches sounds relatively easy. If Zach Ertz wasn't dropping shit, he had 4 catches by halftime last week. It feels very easy to predict Zach Ertz for 4 catches, especially if we're throwing the ball 30-plus times. While we're going to be a balanced attack, I see this game being an aerial assault, and I see this game coming down to the quarterbacks. While I think Josh Jacobs is going to get his a little bit, and as you can see on this ticket, I got him scoring a touchdown because he scored in 9 consecutive games. He had 15 touchdowns last year. Scoring in 9 games means that him scoring is most likely when they get in the red zone. I put him for an anytime touchdown. I could have easily put him for a rushing touchdown, but you never know. They could throw him a swing pass or a screen when they get the ball in Washington territory. So I picked Josh Jacobs for anytime touchdown. I know y'all are going to hate this next one, but I'm sorry. I'm picking Micah Parsons for a sack. I think he plays more than 29 snaps in this game, and I know my GOAT. I love Jayden Daniels. I know my GOAT. That boy going to walk into a sack where he should have thrown the ball away. It's going to be a play where he could just throw the ball out of bounds, but he going to put that cape on and he going to walk into a sack, and we're going to be like, throw the damn ball away, Jayden. Micah Parsons had 4.5 sacks in 2 games versus us last year. I know he's not on Dallas's defense anymore. He's in a better unit over there in Green Bay, and I think Micah Parsons gets him. I said it like Jared. I think Michael Parsons is going to get him a sack versus Jayden Daniels, and that does not deter me from picking us to win the game. He can have 2 or 3 sacks, and we can still possibly win it. But let's not manifest a 2 or 3 sack game for Micah Parsons. Just 1, because I picked it on this ticket, and 4 tackles for Mikey Sainristil. I picked it because I think it's going to be a busy day for Mikey Sainristil because Green Bay has one of those weird, we don't have a number 1 receiver, but we got like 9 number 2s. It's a room full of complimentary receivers, and they mix them up and they move all their guys around. 3.5 tackles plus 4 tackles feels like an easy prediction for Mikey Sainristil. So in summary, to wrap this one up, my picks for this week, Mikey Sainristil for 4 tackles, Micah Parsons for a sack, Josh Jacobs anytime touchdown, 2.5 plus over 2.5 catches for Tucker Croft, over 3.5 catches for Zach Ertz, a touchdown for my Acorn Head King that just got the bag, 2 touchdowns for my GOAT, and 47 receiving yards for Deebo Samuel. I think we get an aerial assault type of performance out of our offense. I think it's going to look, I know their defense is better than the Cincinnati Bengals defense. I know y'all don't have to remind me that. I know. But here's the thing. Our offense is our offense. Yeah, he did have a Skins jersey on, just like he had a Doug Williams white jersey on before his first preseason last year. Jayden's always repping. He's always showing out. He's always putting on for the team and putting on for the city. But those are my sleeper picks for the week. And in case you didn't see the Rio 91. Rio 91 on the sleeper app to get your match bonus and all that good stuff. But moving on, appreciate you, Shackle Chains, for the $1.99 super chat donation, by the way. But the most important thing in this game for Washington defensively is to stop the run. We did it in week 1. It's going to be a much bigger test in week 2. Here's the thing. Tyrone Tracy is not Josh Jacobs. Tyrone Tracy is most certainly not Josh Jacobs. He's a solid running back, but Josh Jacobs is one of the better guys in the league. He's one of the better guys in the league, and they need balance to do what they want to do offensively. As good as Jordan Love is, he's the type of quarterback where you want to limit the amount of games where he's throwing the ball 30 plus times, because Jordan Love, like all Packers quarterbacks, has that gunslinger YOLO mentality. He has that YOLO ass mentality. He will put the ball in harm's way. It would be a phenomenal week for Washington to like nice things. These are our weekly captains for the week. Big Ertz, Screw Loose Oos, Luvu, who we need to see have one of those games. Just like Jayden, he shows up when lights shine bright. We got all that pressure on Russ last week without the Samoan demon, Screw Loose Oos, getting after him. I need him to make Jordan Love's life miserable on Thursday night, tomorrow. And Nick Ballore, the special teams demon, is the captain. So we are keeping up with our tradition of weekly honorary captains. If you know me, you know how I feel about that shit. But if they like it, fuck it, I love it. I'll get over what I feel about it. So those are our weekly captains for the week. Jarrett Talks Football, my guy. Make sure y'all sub up to his channel, by the way. I appreciate you for the channel membership and for the $9.99 super chat donation. Says, someone got to say it, so I will. The Lions O-line features 2 rookie guards and a career backup guard at center. I'm extremely confident our O-line will fare better against Green Bay. Big hail. Appreciate you, Jarrett. So to go to your point, smash that like button, by the way. We got over 732 in the building right now on this Wednesday afternoon. Short week for the Washington Commanders. We are back at it tomorrow night for regular season game number 2 at Lambeau Field. Washington is 3.5-point dogs on the road and what people are calling a pick'em. Very evenly matched game. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get to the shits. But speaking of Washington's offensive line, people don't realize that we were a middle of the pack offensive line when we were expected to be one of the worst last year. On top of that, we got better. Y'all saw Brandon Coleman. Y'all saw old Thumb last week. Brandon Coleman looked like he was born. He was spit out of the womb to play offensive guard. And he held it down at tackle for us last year. Tyler Biadasz kicked Dexter Lawrence elite ass up and down that football field, and apparently he's been doing so since he was in Dallas. Dexter Lawrence, one of the best players in the entire NFL, but his kryptonite shows up every time badass Biadasz is on the opposite field, and he kicked his ass. Yeah, I call Brandon Coleman Thumb because he looked like a thumb in the face. Brandon Coleman looked like them thumb niggas from Spy Kids. I don't know if y'all ever seen Spy Kids, but that was my shit back in the day. He looked like one of them thumb dudes that worked for Floop in Spy Kids. But Brandon Coleman, baller. Laramie Tunzel, baller. Tyler Biadasz, ass kicker. Even Ogre Allegretti was out there getting busy. Ogre Allegretti was out there getting busy. And then we got our rookie. And our rookie is the guy you want to circle this week because they're going to try to circle that boy like a shark. They're going to try to send Micah in front of him all day, and we're going to have to chip. We're going to have to pitch in. Josh Connerly had a fair showing week 1. Fans are going to overreact every time he gets beat. I'm not going to hold you. The sack that Josh Connerly gave up was on Jayden Daniels. It was on Jayden because 5 is human at the end of the day. And the human aspect of 5 is he hates to throw the goddamn ball away, and he's going to walk into a sack sometime. So it'd be like that. It'd be like that. But Josh Connerly's performance will tell us a lot about this game because they know better than to plug Michael Parsons. And why do I keep wanting to say Michael Parsons like Jerry Jones? Michael Parsons. I don't know why I keep doing that. Maybe I watch too much Jerry Jones in my free time. But they're going to put Michael Parsons in front of Josh Connerly early, often, and most of the time where we see him. So this is a big test for the guy. But we also don't need to just put Josh Connerly on an island, on a peninsula by himself with Michael Parsons. Also, for Josh Connerly's safety, I wouldn't want him out on an island with Michael Parsons because we know how he used to be the booty bandit back at Penn State. We heard the off-the-field issues that attached themselves to Michael Parsons coming out of college. I don't mean to bring those skeletons out the closet, but he was in there being a thrust demon. He was in there thrusting dudes and doing all kind of crazy shit in there. He was on his Christian Wilkins shit in that locker room. So don't want Connerly out there having to deal with that. But we're obviously going to help him out. We have the best blocking tight end in all of football. If you go and watch Washington's run highlights versus the New York Giants, it is a whole hoops mixtape of John Bates kicking ass and winning one-on-one blocking assignment. He's everywhere. Everywhere you saw a chunk play in the running game on Sunday, 87 is somewhere in the frame. He's somewhere in the frame. You know, he's like Forrest Gump. You know how Forrest Gump just happened to fall into every historical event that ever happened in the world? John Bates just pops up in every frame when it comes to rushing the football and protecting Jayden. He's going to need some help on that right side. Josh Connerly Jr., we're not just going to leave him with the responsibility of stopping one of the better players in the NFL. But I'm not too concerned. Their front is good. I look at them defensively very similarly to how I looked at the Giants. Their front is a vicious one. Their linebackers are good. Their safeties, fire. Just like Javon Holland and company last week, Xavier McKinney moved on and found greener pastures literally away from New York and became one of the better safeties, top 2 safety in the league last year. Had like 9 turnovers. But that cornerback room is looking like barbecue chicken to me. They're going to have a long day with our wide receivers, y'all. They're going to have a long day with our wide receivers. I'm giving us a huge advantage, our cornerback room versus their cornerback room. Give me Amos, Lattimore, and Sanders still easily and all day over a banged-up Nate Hobbs and Keyshawn Nixon. Keyshawn Nixon and Nate Hobbs are what y'all are putting out there in front of Debo and Terry McLaurin and company. Pray for them boys. Y'all better pray for them boys, man, because aerial assault is coming. And the thing is, we have the balance. We're going to get a bigger sample size of Bill in week 2. You know Jayden's running for 40-plus yards because you don't even have to design runs for him, but that's also a thing. Every time we put Jayden in an option situation where he puts the ball on Bill's chest, on Austin Eckler or Debo Samuel, you got to pick your poison. You're either getting someone you don't want to tackle or you're going to have to catch 5. And you can't catch what you can't see. That boy Jayden is a blur. HTTR for Life 21. Says, appreciate you for the $5 super chat donation. I think this has to be a Cliff Kingsbury game. We need to run like we did last week. Yes, and we need to run, but we need to run enough to establish balance because this is a time of possession game. Do y'all remember last year how we were time of possession demons? Those long ass, steal your heart, tire out the defense, and drastically shift momentum 11-play drive, 12-play drive where Jayden's clicking on all cylinders, matriculating the ball up and down the field, first down after first down, and extending those drives on third and fourth down conversions. That type of game. We just need to get back to us. We don't need to do anything out of character to beat the Green Bay Packers on Thursday. We need to play Washington Commanders football offensively, and we need this defense to show us that Sunday wasn't fluke, and it wasn't just because we played a makeshift offensive line and rinsed, washed, and tumbled dry Russell Wilson. But the run is definitely going to happen. We got 220 yards in our sleep. You look up and Jayden had 70 rushing yards on Sunday. 70 rushing yards where? Because he just picks up yards when it's there. We have the ultimate get out of jail free card. Oh, you got our receivers covered up? Cool. You're in man defense and your DBs have their back turned to my quarterback. That's a nightmare. You better pray your linebackers or your D linemen can catch Jayden. Because when he turned the corner, he's going to look you in your eyes. He's going to smile at you. He's going to show the pearly whites or the grill. It's Thursday night football. He might pull the jewelry out. He's going to show you the teeth, and he's going to run past the sticks. And he's going to do it early. He's going to do it often, and he's going to keep himself out of harm's way doing so because the IQ is off the charts with that guy, Jayden Daniels. Cool Hand Luke. Appreciate you for your channel membership and for the $9.99 super chat donation. Ace, what it do? What it do? John Bates, a.k.a. the extra tackle, a.k.a. Skinny Hall, a.k.a. just got the bag this offseason and his whole swag has changed up. John Bates been at practice rolling the jersey up like a running back, showing abs and shit. He moved different. He moved different. And I'm excited to see what our offense looks like when Jayden not in preseason game number 4 mode, because even as an off day, he played better than 27 of 32 quarterbacks on Sunday. 300 yards of offense just from 5 on a day where he missed Terry on a 70-plus yard bomber tutty. On a day where he threw 2 over routes to Deebo Samuel. 1 was catchable, but 2 were a little bit too far. Jayden been doing arm day, man. He been doing biceps. Him and Cliff been waking up and hitting bicep curls. Them and Davita Pritchard. You know, he got to get used to that new gun he got. It's a gun show for 5 right now. But we're not worried and we're not concerned about a few missed passes, because even with those missed passes, there aren't many people in the league making better decisions than 5. There was an example of Jayden getting Terry lined up at the 4th quarter when we were putting the game on ice to go block the defender, and he is like literally screaming at Terry and pointing and making sure he understands the assignment. We got a guy with Mamba mentality. We've got a guy that over cares. We got a guy that overshares. We got a guy that overworks and beats everyone to the facility every day. If you think y'all finna come out and shut down Jayden Daniels on Thursday, you've got another story coming, because the only thing I've seen that can shut down Jayden so far is Jayden Daniels and him and his teammates. Because when that boy gets going, tell your defense to bring their track shoes. I'm tired of hearing about Parsons. We've been playing him. Hey, it is a big storyline, though. So understandably, I do get why they keep bringing him up. But I think my guy, shout out Birdsong, by the way, for this T-shirt. I think my guy, Terry McLaurin, about to get active. I think my guy, Terry McLaurin, about to have one of those days, man. I think Terry's going to have one of those days. I think he's going to show up in a major way. We're going to get a touchdown out of Terry. We're going to get a few catches, and he's going to be flirting with the 90 to 100-yard mark. And I still think Deebo going to get his as well. So just think about this for a second on Sunday. I don't mean to keep bringing up the game, but it's the only data we have from the 2025 season so far. Deebo had 77 receiving yards on 7 catches, right? Those 2 passes that Jayden put a little too much heat on, a little bit too much mustard on, even though Deebo should have caught the second one. Those are like another 35 to 40 yards, possibly more, because nobody wants to tackle Deebo's strong ass out there in the open field. So that's a 100-yard day for Deebo Samuel. We missed a deep ball to Terry McLaurin. Let's call that 70 yards. That's a 97 to 100-yard day for Terry McLaurin. We left Debo and Terry 100-yard days simultaneously on the field on Sunday afternoon. And yes, the Packers are better. And yes, the Packers should have a better defense, even though the Giants have a better front than the Green Bay Packers. But when Jayden Daniels is in rhythm and when Jayden Daniels has time to operate, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you could do but pray that the skilled players fumble the football and you got him running for his life, because we have a offensive line now. Debo, man, Debo went crazy. What type of day y'all expecting Debo to have, bro? Because that cornerback room is not even good healthy. They're banged up right now. Their number one guy is out there banged up. So what type of day y'all got for Debo? I'm giving Debo another 60. I'm giving Debo another 60. Hey, I gotta get Tom Grassi to shit on the Bears. I'm gonna definitely run through his division with him, and you know we're gonna have a good time on the channel tomorrow. 2 TDs for Debo. So I got Debo having a 6-catch, 63-yard performance and another touchdown. I think Jayden is throwing for close to 300 yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns tomorrow. 1 to Terry, 1 to Debo, and if there's another one, it's gonna be Ertz or somebody. But I think that other one may be a rushing touchdown. But Debo 2 tutties, hey, I would love it, man. I would love it. Raise your hand if you're an NFC quarter that threw over 200 yards. You know, Big JD Cinco. The rest can't relate. You know. That parlay we cooked up last night was great. Hey, the picks that we made for Sleeper last night, Kings 25, Rio 91, if you use Sleeper. Yeah, it was a little wild, you know. We have fun putting those things together. Shout out to Sleeper, man. They make this shit fun. Thank them for sponsoring the channel. What's going on, man? Let's eat some cheese tomorrow. I'm a cheese person myself. We are not lactose intolerant over here. Put cheese on everything. Love it. If Debo stays healthy, we getting that chip. Hey, don't even throw health or any of that out there. Don't even manifest it. Bill touchdown. Eck gonna play that guitar on him. Hey, he scored on Monday Night Football for us last year versus the Bengals. Why not set the tone again? I think this is one of those games where Jayden's gonna. Y'all remember how we were the talk of the town all week after Jayden's coming out party? Well, he's already come out, and he's already arrived up at this point of his career, but this is the validation performance. This is okay, we need to stop talking about sophomore slumps, and we need to start talking about, is this guy top 2, top 3 in the league, and is this guy going to give Josh Allen a challenge for the MVP this year? I'm excited. I think he's about to put a show on up at Lambeau Field tomorrow, so we can start making some Jayden Daniels well, we don't got to go too heavy in the stat predict, because I'm gonna do a preview tomorrow where we're gonna yap about all the predictions and stuff like that. Anybody attending the game at Lambeau Field? That's a Grail bucket list type of stadium to attend. At some point, when I get my money up on this channel, the plan is to attend a Commanders game at every away stadium. I've never been to an away game. I want to vlog and do a stadium tour similar to how Tom Grassi did on his channel. That's some goals type shit. Green Bay and Lambeau are very high on that list. So in Washington's pursuit of one of these, let's get this money up so Rio can start his 32 stadium tour. But if you're attending the game tomorrow, or if you're attending Washington's next home game next week at Northwest Stadium versus the Las Vegas Raiders, you want to get your tickets at SeatGeek. And when you do so, use code RIO10 for 10% off said tickets. I've been looking to find the best deal on Washington Commanders tickets for the 2025 season, which is why I want to give the sponsor of today's video, SeatGeek, a huge shout out. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are more than 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, including concerts, sporting events, festivals, and more. The NFL is right around the corner, and MLB is in full swing. I love using SeatGeek. Recently used it, lock in my training camp tickets. Most notably, I was at the Grand National Tour with my son, Kendrick Lamar, and SZA at Northwest Stadium. SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 through 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. So look for the green dots. Green means good, red means bad. Plus, every ticket is backed by their buyer guarantee. And you know I had to come through for y'all using promo code RIO10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with promo code RIO10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically sent to your account so you can use it later. Thank you, SeatGeek, for sponsoring this video. Thank you to SeatGeek. Rio10, thank you to everybody who sent me a DM, an email, a text message, or anything about what they saved on their tickets. I got y'all. Rio10 on the SeatGeek app. So, the NFL put out their little AI-generated weekly preview that they do on their channel every week, where the entire NFL panel of on-air talent and analysts and pundits and then pieces of shit like Adam Rank put out their picks for the week. Let's jump into it, guys. Let's jump into it. I think the scores are about right. This all sounds just right. You know, like Goldilocks and the three pairs. The porridge sounds this just right score-wise. But this is what NFL Network's talent thinks of the Washington Commanders in week 2 of the NFL season. No, matter of fact, I want this bigger on the screen. I want everybody to take this in for a second. You know, let's look at this shit real quick. Let's see who's picking Washington. Daniel Jeremiah, the only person sticking with the guy. Shout out to Move the Sticks, man. I know I liked you, DJ, but I don't really care who picks us or who doesn't. But I am a fan of how much green there is on this list. So people aren't believing in drinking the Washington Kool-Aid yet, and I'm here to see it. We are no overarching underdogs by any means. This definitely has the vibes. Like, I understand we've already arrived. It definitely has the vibrations of the Cincinnati game for last year. So I definitely see where you're coming from there, my guy, and I appreciate you for the super chat donation. Daniel Jeremiah is picking Washington to win this one, 27-24. I got us winning tomorrow. I'm gonna give the score on the preview tomorrow, but I got us winning this game. I ain't gonna put my score out just yet, but I got us winning this game for sure. Colleen Wolf, this is the second week in a row. Colleen, I thought we was gang. Friend of the show, Colleen Wolf. I got to get her back on the show, by the way, because she's cool as hell. 27-25. Our biggest op of all ops on television. Well, I don't know. He's kind of vying for that role with Mike Florio from Pro Football Talk. He got us losing by a point. Marcus Grant got us losing 28-24. Bucky Brooks has us losing 26-21. Maurice Jones-Drew, 27-24. Grant Gordon, 25-20. Shook, 26-17. Eric Edholm, 26-23. And Patra, don't know what his first name is, don't care what his first name is. So they've all got it in a range where score-wise, I think the game is probably going to be. But I think we could score 30 points in this one, y'all. I think 27-30 is the sweet spot in this one. 27-30 is definitely the sweet spot in this game. But this is how they feel. This is how they feel, man. This is how they think. What are y'all thinking for a score prediction for this one? Because I feel like the 30-24, 27-28, 28-24 type range, it all sounds about right. But there's also a world where Jayden Daniels goes scorched earth in Lambeau and does what he did in Cincinnati. And I know Cincinnati's defense is better. I know. I've seen it before. I've also seen Jayden Daniels throw for 5 touchdowns versus the Philadelphia Eagles defense before in a game where we also turned the ball over 5 times. This offense is waiting to explode and waiting to show the world what we could be with Jalen Lane, with Deebo Samuel, with Laramie Tunzel, with Josh Connolly Jr., with Brandon Coleman in his rightful thumb place at guard, with Bill Krosky-Merritt. We have a big play running back in the backfield now. We have a running back that can actually take shit the distance, and not to mention, we still have not seen the Jayden Daniels long touchdown run that we know is coming at some point this season. We haven't seen it yet. We have not seen the LSU special Jayden Daniels 40-plus yard touchdown run. It is coming. Why not tomorrow? Why believe? I love that. Why not tomorrow? I love this. I am not upset that people are picking against us. They should be picking the Packers at home. But just know it's coming, man. It's coming, man. We packing up that cheese tomorrow. We taking this show on the road. I'm telling you, y'all, we the Beatles. We take our show on the road like the Beatles. Most of our signature moments last year happened on the road. And Jayden turns into a different animal in a prime time setting. So let them be surprised when we get to the absolute shits tomorrow night, because it's not going to be a shock to any one of us. It's not going to be a shock to any one of us. So a big thing tomorrow is when you play against a quarterback who's going to give you chances, when you play against a quarterback that's going to give you chances, you have to take advantage of it. You have to like nice things at some point. Who's going to like nice things tomorrow? I believe I'm going to go out on a limb here. This is probably a bold prediction because we some no turnover forcing motherfuckers over here in DC. I've got Mikey Sanders forcing a turnover tomorrow, whether that's an interception, whether that's a forced fumble. I've got 0 because I think 0 is going to get a lot of work. See, Zero's going to get a lot of work because they got a wide receiver core full of guys that can play on the outside or the inside, and he's liable to line up with all of these dudes. Jordan Love is going to put the ball in harm's way. He does it every single week. He's going to throw up a prayer similarly to how Russell threw one up that Quan Martin intercepted, and we got called for a fluky penalty versus Bobby Wagner. But Jordan Love's going to give us a chance. Who's going to take advantage and relish in that moment and like nice things? Joe Witt put guys in position to force turnovers last week. We forced a fumble that ended up being incomplete. We forced a fumble that they ended up recovering, and our interception was negated by a penalty. Who's going to force the first Washington turnover of the year? No better person to do that than the guy who caught our first interception in 2024 as a rookie, Mr. Mikey Sanders, who was ready to fight a damn lineman last week. Mikey was ready to throw hands with a lineman last week. I love the fight in that guy. That guy is fearless on a football field, and I think Mikey is easily the guy. Like, look at Mikey, bro. Look at this scrappy Cornelius Dew of a slot cornerback that we got here, man. Let me pull him up on screen, man. Let me pull Mikey up on screen. Mikey had his helmet off, ready to run the fade with an offensive lineman, bro. Look at the fight. And shout out to this picture. You're not going to find a better picture on Sunday afternoons than one taken by our guy, Abdullah Vision, a.k.a. Abdullah Conti, man. Shout out to Abdullah, man. Shout out to Abdullah. Look at the fight in Mikey, bro. Ready to run the fade. Not sure he wins that fade, but the fact that he's ready to. He's like he's like that fearless Yorkie that be ready to fight the pit bull. We know that pit bull probably die we know that Yorkie probably die in that fight. But the Yorkie finna go at him, though. The Chihuahua got some bark in him, man. Mikey's forcing a turnover. Mikey's forcing a turnover on Thursday, man. Yep, another crash out like Southeast Sean, for sure. No smoke ducked. He's forcing a turnover. Yep, our guy. Y'all see that picture on the screen? No other than our guy, Dula Vision. Make sure y'all follow Dula Vision on all his social media platforms, and y'all follow his YouTube channel, podcast. The best lens out there at the park and on Sunday afternoons, our guy, Abdullah Vision. I'm glad you got a picture of that because that boy is scrappy. That boy ready to throw him. He ready to throw him. And our cornerback room came to play in week 1 of the season. Our cornerback room came to play. Which one of the Packers receivers presents the biggest issue to y'all? You know, you're right. Correct. Correct, Big Unk. As long as it don't cost us 15 or get him ejected. More so on the ejected. Because sometimes the penalty be warranted, man. Always, my guy. Always, my guy. But Romeo Dobbs, are we afraid of Matthew Golden? Are we afraid of the guy who ran one of the fastest 40s ever, but doesn't necessarily play that fast? But I think he's the one who puts most fear in my heart. Jayden Reed is the one. Jayden Reed cosplays as a number one receiver sometimes. Jayden Reed is the one that concerns me because Jayden Reed either looks like Luke McCaffrey or he looks like a formidable number one on the league. It just depends on what he decides he's going to be that day. He's either Luke or Terry. Which one is he going to be on Sunday? But they all get work, and Jordan Love loves to spread the football around. But that's nasty 22 gold. I think he switched his number, though. He's still in 22, or did he switch it? I think he changed his number. I don't think he stayed in number 22. But I'm here. I'm here, man. I'm here. I think Jayden Reed is the one we need to be concerned with the most, though. I don't know. But the first round pick is definitely something. They don't believe in drafting first round receivers. So the fact that they took Matthew Golden means that they do believe in him. And he's in number 0 now, y'all. He's in 0. Thank you. Yep, he's in number 0. He is their Frozone. Ooh, that 0-on-0 matchup going to look cold. Dula, get a good picture of Matthew Golden on Mikey because that 0-0 contrast is going to be clean. Marshawn Lattimore, it is time, brother. It is time to see you jump on a football. It is time to see you jump in front of a route and make a play. You played well-ish last week versus the Giants, but there's a better passing offense. There's a better offensive scheme, and this is a quarterback who puts the ball in harm's way. You are allowed to catch interceptions, my guy. You are allowed to turn the football over. Why not on the biggest stage, man? Why not on the biggest stage show folks I'm still here? And I know I got a kid across from me that y'all want to supplant me on this roster, but I still do this. I need Southeast Sean to get his hand on a football or two. And I need him to watch his hands when he's in coverage. I like how aggressive he is playing press man, but that shit be begging for a pass interference. We are not at home. We don't even get home cooking from referees when we are at home. We are at Lambeau, so we can't expect that type of thing to take place when we're out there on Thursday night. But please, none of that Benjamin St. Juice back-breaking 40 to 50-yard interference while still getting caught on shit on Thursday. But Josh Jacobs is where it all begins for Washington. We need to put Jordan Love in a situation where he can't play game manager like he did last week. He got to play game manager. The Lions out time of possession Green Bay by 11 minutes, 35-24 last week. If they do that with us, that's not going to be the same result because Jayden ain't Jared Goff. Jayden ain't Jared Goff. So they can't play that type of game with us, but stopping Josh Jacobs is something that we're going to have to do to get things done. So to further talk about some of these matchups and our insight and view for how we feel about this game tomorrow, I got to bring my young bull on the show. What up, Juan Gade?
What's good, Rio? How you doing, bro? Appreciate you for having me on.
I'm doing phenomenal, bro. It's a short week, man. We already back to playing another game tomorrow.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, it was crazy because we couldn't even really bask in the enjoyment of week one. It was like, as soon as you turn the page, already ready to rock and roll on Thursday. And prior to like this week, I really wasn't the biggest fan of Thursday night games because like that anticipation for like the whole week and then Sunday is like, it's perfect. But then it's like, all right, we got primetime games on the slate this year. So it's like, get it. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Last year, we had a habit of breaking teams and breaking the spirit of fan bases. We've been making new ops each week, with the Bears and the Lions and the Bucks. And you already know what it is with the NFC East rivals. We're going into this game. I had just had up on the screen not too long ago NFL Network's picks. Everybody except Daniel Jeremiah picked against us. How are you feeling going into this game, Juan?
I saw it, man, and I've been saying it all week long. Like, I am so confident in this game. Like,
Me
really,
too.
I what I said on the Instagram note yesterday. I said I don't mean to sound cocky, but like they not messing with us. And for me personally, I mean, you look at the rosters. I personally think we have an overall talent roster, but I'm gonna be real too and tell you why I feel as well. Jordan Love has to prove it to me tomorrow. Whether they win or lose, they can lose. But if he goes out there and really destroys this defense, he's so mid to me. Like, he's good. He's a starting quarterback in this league, but he just hasn't shown me that he's one of those guys. He has to do that tomorrow. And that's a big reason why I think we're going to have success as well. And obviously, this defense doing what they did week one gives me that confidence as well. But man, I think this, of everybody picking against us, I think this is like the final confidence boost that I need. This is giving me, and I said it, and I'm just going to go ahead and say it again for you. This is giving me very much week 3 Cincinnati vibes.
Everybody's saying that shit, man.
I feel much like I did against Cincinnati, and Jayden Daniels can go out. Because think about it, it's a crisp September day, week 2. It ain't like it's January.
It ain't the frozen tundra. Oh my God. Yeah. Thank I don't want to see Jayden out that bitch in the chinchilla in January, man.
That's why I say, hey, look, if this was in January, December, November, I would give us a loss here. But man, September week 2, and look, you already posted on the store, them burgundy and golds at night. It's about to hit so different, man.
We ain't wore this combination at night yet, and we have not seen the burgundy and golds on the road just yet. I do think Jordan Love is a very good quarterback. I think in this NFC conference, he's on the short list of 2 guys, like maybe him and Hurts, that are trying to jockey with Jayden to be the face of the NFC. He just doesn't have the same superstar gravity that Jayden Daniels carried. But he's a very good quarterback. He's a guy who's going to be around 30 touchdowns, 4,000 yards every season. And if his receivers didn't all die in the wild card round, they could have actually gave Philly a really good game. But I feel so confident going into this game because the difference between this and last year versus Cincinnati, that was some shock the world shit. It should not shock any of us if we go handle business tomorrow night.
No, it as we said prior to this season starting, the expectation has changed. We now expect to win these kind of games, and that's borderline why I am so confident, because I am expecting to go into week 2 in Lambeau Field and go get the victory. And if we don't, I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna be pissed, but it's gonna be a pleasant surprise because my team is built for it. Like, defensively, we're built for it. Now, I know you probably already touched on it, but man, that defense was flying around, and I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to be able to do that again on Thursday night.
Yep. So, you know what everybody's throwing at us right now, just to piggyback off your defensive point. You played against the Giants without Andrew Thomas. You played against Russell Wilson. It's funny how the narratives change, right? Because we were on upset alert last week, and now that we actually handled business, it's you played the Giants. They don't have a run game. They don't have a good line. They don't have a quarterback. Y'all told us that quarterback was good enough to beat us, and now we changed the narrative. We moved the goalpost. Is that defense more of what they look like Sunday, or did that just have to do with the opponent?
Oh, without a doubt, I think this defense is more of what we seen on Sunday. Just to go back to last year, Joe Witt Jr. never liked to throw people under the bus, but he kept it real with you, man. He said, look, I ain't had a personnel, right? Prior to the season starting this year, he said, that's on me for putting Benjamin St. Juste in that predicament one-on-one Mike Williams last year. He's not saying that about any of the guys we have now because he knows we have them kind of dogs that can go out there and give the offenses trouble. This defense is legit. Deron Payne, as we all have been saying, for whatever reason, when it's a one-year contract kind of situation or he needs that money, he shows up. I haven't seen that Payne since 2022. And Javon Kinlaw, like, he's slowly, Mikey Samuelson is my favorite defensive player right now, but he's slowly, if he goes out there and turns up this year, he might take that throne because I already have loved what I've seen from Javon Kinlaw in one game. So this defense getting after Russell Wilson, and as we mentioned, offensively specifically, but that wasn't our best game, right? There were times out there where defensively we shot ourselves in the foot with penalties and whatnot, and even though some of them were questionable, you crazy if you think this was the final product of this defense. Joe Witt Jr. is just getting in his bag, and I think this defense is going to be one of the best in the league. I already said this. We had the best secondary in the league at the end of this year. That's my prediction.
So Josh Jacobs is a different animal as Tyrone Tracy Jr. That man has scored a touchdown in 9 consecutive games. He had 15 touchdowns last year. Washington's plan to stop the run tomorrow night. How we playing? We stacking the box, or are we getting so much impact from Kinlaw, Payne, Allen, and company, Dietrich Wise, that we don't have to do anything additional to get there?
Yeah, good question. So for me personally, and just this is just based off of how I view the personnel and how we played last week, I say it's an adjustment period. I say you go out there to start the game off and allow your front four to try to neutralize the running. Because who we kidding? We're not going to just shut down Josh Jacobs. If they do that, Rio, I promise you, I'm coming on here dragging about this defense. I'm saying, hey, Saquon, I need you right now. I ain't trying to wait to December if this defense goes, because that's the kind of level that Josh Jacobs is on. He's an elite back in this league, whether people want to give him his flowers or not. So I say adjustment period. Like, start out there with Javon Kinlaw, Dietrich Wise, who was a monster Sunday, and see how you are able to neutralize the run game. If it starts to get a little bit dicey and they're able to run the ball, which I think is going to be key for them to open up the play action, because that's how Jordan Love thrives the best. And just go from there. And then if they start running the ball on you, maybe you do some adjustments of stacking the box and do something a little bit different. But start the game off, start with your front four. Why not?
Exactly. Why not? That is a great point. And Javon Kinlaw was a man-child. Him and Deron Payne, that was everything we had always prayed that Allen and Payne was supposed to look. The Alabama wall, that's what it was supposed to look like. And Josh Jacobs is a guy, if they feed him, you're not going to shut him out the way you did Tyrone Tracy and company. He could end up with 70, 80 yards and a touchdown, but you can't let him take over the game. Last year, people were running all over us. Everybody would have running back. We might have got, especially since we've been in the gym, we might have ran for 80 on our defense last year, man. But we can't have that this year. And if we neutralize their run game with Josh Jacobs, Jordan Love is liable to start throwing up a prayer or two. He always puts 2 to 3 passes out there. He should have had 2 or 3 picks on Sunday versus the Lions. You know, Alex Anzalone dropped one, and Brian Branch had a pick 6 negated by a penalty. Jordan Love's going to give you chances. Are we going to like nice things and actually force turnover? Because we should have had 3 on Sunday.
Are we gonna like nice things? Is great point. That just gave me Chris Harris vibes. So guys, Chris, that we miss over here, man. But we should have had 2. Quan Martin, right? Obviously that gets negated, and then obviously Bobby Wagner fumble, which we all felt like it was fun. We should have had turnovers. To your point, and I think that's where it comes to Jordan Love having to beat us with his arm, and if he has to do that, I don't think that's the key to success for Green Bay. As you're able to get pressure on Jordan Love, he tends to, as you mentioned, press, and he's going to be prone to make some kind of mistakes. So that's the key. Try to neutralize his run game, and I personally think it is. He, like you said, to when you made the Jalen Hurts point, I think Jordan Love is slightly better and has more traits than Jalen Hurts in terms.
He's more quarterbacky. He's more quarterbacky.
In terms of success, Jalen Hurts is obviously miles better. He knows how to win, but
Hurts a better decision maker.
Right. So they're right there on that same level of making them beat you. If we walk away from this game tomorrow and Jordan Love is the reason the Packers win, you got to tip your hat, because that's how I'm game planning this. Don't make it easy and allow them to have a run game, which will often open up for a Tucker Kraft to have a big game, right? You don't want that. So I'm right there with you, man. Make Jordan Love beat you. And if that happens, tip your cap.
Yep, I like that. And I have a prediction that the first turnover of the year, just like last year, is going to be forced by Mikey Sanders still. What say you?
You know what's funny? I said Quan was gonna get a pick on Sunday too, and it messed my heart.
He did get it though. He did
get it. But
stupid penalty, man.
Okay, you go, Mikey. I'm gonna be a little different. Jacob Martin gets a strip sack. I don't know if he recovers it, but he's gonna be the reason. It's gonna be a key passing down. Let's just go third down. And we got our old guy Von Miller in there. We got Jacob Martin in there on the key pass rushing down. And I say he gets the Jordan Love, forces a strip sack. And hopefully Payne recovers it because he has a magnet for the ball, apparently. Like, so Jacob Martin for me. That's a bold one because it probably won't happen, but I'm gonna be a little bit different.
Hey, Jacob Martin got some of the best bend off the edge that I've seen in Washington. He looks like I'm not trying to do that to him, but he do be looking like young Von Miller off the edge. You be wondering if it's Von, and then you see that 55 on his jersey, and it's like, whoa. But I would love for it to be Marshawn Lattimore that catches the interception because I think it would do so much for the morale of the fan base to see the guy that we traded for jump a pass. It would be even crazy if he took one to the crib.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. But Rio, for me, we already knew he was compromised last year.
Yep.
Week 1, the body slam, that sold me. He's back. Like he's back to being Marshawn Lattimore. Russell Wilson, you watch it back. Yes, he sold Malik Neighbors on quite a few passes. But for the most part, whether it was Marshawn, Mikey, Trey, they were all in his pocket. Ladies and gentlemen, we can put the worries of Marshawn Lattimore away. He is fine. He is back. He does not have to catch an interception. It would be great. Not telling him not to do it. But as long as he continues to just take away one side of the field, I'm all fine for it. And I think we got our money's worth.
Yeah, man. I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to see someone force some turnovers because that is what could change this game. While we want this to feel like the Bengals game last year, we don't in a way because that means our defense is getting ran and passed on the entire day. I don't want it to be no game where both teams don't punt or turn the ball over. I want us to be moving like that offensively, but defensively, I want us to get some stops. And I think we're going to force turnovers this year. We've shown that we have the capability to on Sunday, but on Thursday, we need to actually complete some of those. Moving over to the offensive side of the ball, Deebo Samuel had a phenomenal debut for this team, and we left meat on the bone. And we potentially could have saw 100-yard days from Deebo and Terry if we hit on those deep overs and that deep pass that Terry that Jayden overthrew. How much of an aerial assault do you expect to see? Do you expect our passing game to get to it tomorrow night?
Oh man, literally, I do. And you know what's crazy when you kind of made me kind of change my mind about the Bengals take just slightly because I just started to picture. Why can't this be a 2016 Kirk Cousins Sunday night football?
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
In the wind.
Why can't that be us? Kirk was on one that night, man. But
crazy, bro.
This offense, and that's the crazy thing about it. When we talk to Giants fans, I'm sure you probably got a little bit of it on the recap. They swear up and down they were in that game. And I just was telling them, like, what we could not have been watching the same game, man, because if it wasn't for 10 penalties, as you mentioned, the overthrow to Terry McLaurin, which someone put a bug in my ear and said, hey, go watch it back. Terry may have slowed down. And I'm not here to judge, but you can maybe make that inference if you want to. Just go check that out if you haven't again. But overthrew Terry. Deebo, I'm pissed because I had him on my parlay for 2 touchdowns, and I should have cashed. I
was convinced he was getting 2 too, man. I was convinced of it too.
I should have cashed, but to your point, man, it has to be. I think this is the advantage that Washington's having to have that quick turnaround. Like nobody was excited about the victory on Sunday. They all both said we played sloppy. I gotta be better, and it's crazy. And that's how you know we have one of them ones. Even in the game where he was off, and we all seen it from the stands. I was like, man, JD5, he's not accurate. This is like a lot of his passes were very, very inaccurate, and he was just not looking his sharpest. But it still was better than 80% of the league, and still was a big reason.
I would say he was better than like 27 of 32 quarterbacks. Still, that's how good he is, bro. That is how good he is, bro. He still made so many wow plays. That throw to Chris Moore, first of all, to have the sack to throw it to Chris Moore that early in the game after fans were crashing out that he's even being elevated to the active roster. JD5 is different, and even when he's off, he's on. It looks different than everybody else, man. I think he's going to have one of those games tomorrow night. That game you mentioned, November 20th, 2016, Sunday Night Football, 23 mile per hour winds. Kirk was 21 of 30 for 375 and 3 tutties. Fat Rob Kelly had 137 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Pierre Garçon had a touchdown. Jameson Crowder had a touchdown. Bro, we scored 6 touchdowns that night, bro. Pierre had 100 yards. Crowder had 100 yards. Jordan Reed had 80. Deshaun Jackson had 50 yards and a touchdown. Bro, we scored 6 touchdowns on their head top, and they had Aaron Rodgers on the other side. Why can't we go up to Lambeau and set the tone and go crazy like that tomorrow night?
I think we can, man. That's why I brought it up once you was like, hey, yeah, Juan, you want that Bengals game, but you don't want that Bengals game. And I said, you know what? Why can't we do Kirk Cousins 2.0? Because, again, we have that roster. We have that talent. And quite frankly, again, Thursday, playing this quick is such a turnaround. We have junkies on our team. They are itching to play football. I'm sure they don't want that whole week off to have to sleep on this victory that we had that was really sloppy, man. I know they're chomping at the bit to get back out there, man. So had this been a full week where Green Bay had a full week to prepare and they had a full week to heal because they did have some injuries. I'm not sure if the final injury report is out or not, but they have some injuries that could probably hinder their players if they play, if they don't play. And it's just setting up perfectly for Washington tomorrow, man. And 2016 2.0 could definitely be on the horizon. Why not a Jaylen Lane post deep ball for a touchdown, huh? Why not Chris Moore again, who, again, as you mentioned.
Hold on now. Hey, I appreciate that catch week 1. Hey, slow your roll now.
No. That's what I was about to say. I wasn't going to get crazy with Chris Moore. I was just going to say another sideline grab. I wasn't going to go crazy on him just yet. I was about to give him his props because someone said in the comments, it was like, shout out Chris Moore. But yeah, man.
Shout out to him and respect to him for making that catch. That was definitely the highlight of the week for us, other than the Debo play. But hey, man, Fat Rob did it last time. Why not Bill? Speaking of Bill, how many times have you voted for Bill Krosky-Merritt for Rookie of the Week?
Man, I don't know. I haven't voted. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, you ain't voted yet?
I haven't voted. I'm a vote. I'm a vote. I got you. I'm a vote.
We got to pull that on. We got to pull that on screen right now. We got to do some votes with you on screen. We're gonna count this as a vote for you, man.
I got you. I'm gonna pull it up too. Chad. Don't kill me.
Hey, we gotta make. You know, we gotta ride for 22 like we rode for 5 last year. You know, we rode at dawn for 5. We got to bring the belt back home this year.
You know they're gonna be upset if that happens. Because last year they couldn't get enough. They got enough of Jay. Why is he continuing wanting to win it, boy? If Bill Krosky-Merritt wins offensive Rookie of the Week, they are gonna lose their mind. How was a 7th round pick doing that?
Yeah, I know. And we made sure Jayden got that shit, even on weeks where he shouldn't have got that shit. And we finna do, like, Emeka Egbuka scored 2 touchdowns. That is the only other person I could justify getting the award. I'm sorry. My running back was picked in the 200s. It only took him 10 carries to do so, and he got in the end zone. We voting for Bill Krosky-Merritt once again. Let's run it up. Let's give him a couple votes. But what was your observation? How did the crowd pop when Bill scored that touchdown and broke that big run, man?
Oh, man. The crowd was amazing. It was amazing. And I was in a giant section, surprisingly, and they were quiet as a mouse, man. But you can just hear the different excitement. Like, even going back to that Bengals preseason game, anytime he touches the ball, it's like, hold on, is that Jayden Daniels? Like, with the same energy they have for 5 is the same energy they have for Bill Krosky-Merritt. And as you've seen at his locker, the picture of all the press wanting to interview him, man, the Bill mania, as they have been saying, is running wild, or Bill's mafia. I don't know, but something is going crazy with Bill Krosky-Merritt. But I'm over here voting too, Rio. I got you. We over here voting on that.
We running it up. We running it up for our guy. Till they tell us we cannot vote anymore, we running it up. We got to bring the belt back. It is the JD5 Invitational Pepsi Zero Sugar Rookie of the Week. It needs to come back home to its rightful habitat at BigBear.ai Performance Center at Commanders Park. But Bill just brings an element that we've missed so much in this offense. He brings electricity. I seen a Chiefs fan. I sent it to the Commanders Kings group chat. I seen a Chiefs fan that posted a clip of Bill running, and it said, "Oh my God, everybody is spawning electric running back, and I'm over here counting on Isaiah Pacheco.
Who
that-
would have thought?
And that joint had me dying because a couple years ago, like Isaiah Pacheco was their bill that they were excited about, that came out the box ready to go. But man, watching that guy play, it's the suddenness, it's the how sharp he cuts and how he lets his blockers set themselves up. Some running backs are so eager to hit a hole that don't exist yet that they beat their blockers to the point. Bill gives it's very Le'Veon Bell-esque, but he's a lot more explosive than him, and he's fast as shit with the ball in his hand. Even on the touchdown, the first cut there was so good, man.
Without a doubt. And not the touchdown run. I forget which specific run it was of his 10 curries, man. But watching it from the stands in this POV that I had, bro, he bounced it out to the right and somehow was able to be quick enough, agile enough, athletic enough to literally cut it all the way back to the middle of the field for like.
Oh, that's the one he wanted to break. That's the one he was mad after the run. Yeah.
I'm like, how can you do that? This ain't Madden. Like, you know what I mean? But bro, he's an absolute beast. And man, I'm so happy we finally got a real legit running back. When's the last time we had some excitement at the running back position like this? Maybe Chris Thompson? Like, I don't know.
Old man AP.
Old man AP. Like, it's crazy. He's about to bring relevancy back to that deuce. Evan Royster. Who remembers Evan Royster?
Oh my God. Evan Royster.
Man. I was a big fan of keeping that 3-2 on, but man, it's growing on me.
I'm telling you, he got faster when he put that 22 jersey on. The speed, he got +4 speed stat as soon as he put that 22 on his jersey. But moving into Thursday night, do you anticipate Washington to handle things like they did versus the Giants, where Eckler is out there early? Or do you think they're going to get right to it with JCM and start giving them carries as of the first drive of the game?
Yeah, great question, because I feel like I'm kind of in the minority with the Eckler love. I was fine with Eckler's performance on Sunday, and I quite frankly think you need that. Eckler isn't the super exciting young toy like Bill is, but he's a guaranteed 5.5.
He's needed.
4.5.
He's needed.
You know what I mean?
And that when he was running Bama's over on that screen pass, that saved that drive, man.
Without a doubt. And that's always Eck. Anybody you want to get the ball into on a screen, he's a guaranteed 20 yards. It could be third in forever. And I guarantee you somehow Austin Eckler's going to cut that thing back and barrel it forward for at least a manageable fourth down for make you scratch your head and say, hey, do we got to go for this? All because of the way he was able to set it up on the screen. But Eckler is so important to this offense. And that duo between those two guys is going to carry this backfield for this season.
Geis was the last guy we drafted with some excitement. That was the last guy that really excited. Before that shit just went away. But we were really riding for Geis, bro.
Yeah, 2-9. I was, but I kind of got disappointed. Like once he tore his ACL versus the Patriots in the preseason, I was like, dang, I didn't know what to expect. And then obviously the pitchers come out of his off the field antics. So yeah, the hype was real about Geis, but it just never translated outside of that one screen pass versus the Jets. But back to your
that Panthers game. Remember the Panthers game?
The Ron Rivera one, huh?
Yeah,
where he got Ron fired.
That game he was special. That boy was special. Then it just didn't work out for him. He got in trouble, and that ended before it started. But
Darrell Young.
Oh man, shout out to Darrell Young, Washington legend. DB, appreciate you for the super chat donation and for your channel membership. JD5 about to have 250 and 100 yards rushing. Listen, the more I see Jayden this year, the more I think he's going to combine for 5,000 yards total this year between passing and rushing. I can easily see him going for 4,300 and running for 700 yards. So it's going to happen. Look, he had 70 yards and it did not feel like it on Sunday. Rushing.
It didn't, man. I'm like, it comes so effortlessly, right? Because a lot of people just assume, oh, he's a running quarterback. You just got to key in on his legs. But it's like, it's not that he can run. We all know that. It's when he chooses to, right? Like it's like every time he runs, it's just such a perfect decision to make. And even when it feels like it's not, he has the elusiveness to make 2 or 3 guys miss, man. And one thing that, I feel like we already kind of knew, but his vision and like his ability to brace for impact. Like I know he doesn't have no running back background per se because he's been a QB his whole life, but like he looks like
he played a little DB. He played a little DB early on in his career, but no, he it's his spatial awareness. That shit is special. Mahomes has that shit too. He always knows where he is on the field, and he always knows what the environment around him is.
Yeah, and it's like we mentioned the vision, but it's just also knowing, okay, I'm about to brace for impact right here. And that's why a lot of people be so worried that he's going to get banged up when he gets tackled. Man, he's not worried about it. And if you see him, you can clearly see why it is. He knows how to take care of himself, man. But I'm right there with you. Why not 700 rushing yards, man? Let's do it. Yeah, I feel like that's low-key low in a sense. But
and in a world where if we start upping Bill's touches and Bill look like the Bill we know he could be, 700 may not lead this team in rushing. So how many touches do you feel like is the sweet spot for Bill Krosky Merritt tomorrow?
Before I answer that, Rio, when you brought that up, that last point, I'm still waiting for that Jayden Daniels
long touchdown.
You just brought that up when you said Bill, and it kind of made me just think
the 40+ yard Jayden versus Florida type long touchdown. It's got to happen at some point this year.
Without a doubt. But he had 10 for 82, and I think with the quick turnaround, they have to continue to feed him. Now, I don't know how they necessarily started off. Maybe they go back with Ed because it did have some success early, but let's just slowly continue to ramp them up. Let's say 15. We went 10 last game. Let's say 15. If we're killing them on the ground, maybe amp it up some more. But we're going to continue to work them along slowly. So I'm going to just say you give them about 5 more carries this game.
5 more?
Yeah, 15. Because I think it's going to, like you said, an aerial assault, man. I don't think
and you can throw him screens. We had him. Jayden threw that shit to the 400 section. If he didn't, there was nothing but grass in front of Bill on the screen pass. So his touches are not limited to carries. We can throw the ball to him as well.
No, without a doubt. And that's what separates this back. That's what makes Eckler so important to this back for that. I think a lot of people don't understand. It's his ability to be a receiving back. But, Rio, man. That's unlocking a whole new level of Bill if we get him more involved in the passing game. Because back at his time in college, he was giving me a little bit of Antonio Gibson vibes with his routes. But, man, I can't wait to see that develop.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it as well. I think 17 is the sweet spot for touches. Get that boy 14 carries. Throw it to him a couple times, like Austin Eckler is guaranteed to catch 3 passes every week. He's going to get the ball thrown to him 3 times. Matter of fact, give Bill 15 carries and throw it to him twice. Throw him a screen, throw him a swing pass or a wheel route and let him route up Quay Walker or something one time. But 17 touches feels like the perfect graduation for Bill, and that does not take away from Eckler as well, because I think this is one of those days where we're going to have some long, sustained drive, and we're just matriculating the ball up and down the field all day. Why not give 17 touches to him? How about another one of his rookie classmates? What can we do to show the world what Jalen Lane is in week 2? For starters, he is allowed, Jalen Lane, you are allowed to bust one of these punt returns up, because I saw Debo, if he ain't tripped on that one kickoff, I think it might have been opener, he might have took that to the crib. Jalen Lane, keep your feet, stop this Antonio Gibson fall over your ankle shit, and make a play on special teams. But he's been out there for offensive snaps too. What can we do to get Jalen Lane more involved in game number 2?
I think you do exactly what 5 did on Sunday. Go back to him. Yeah, he had a drop early. You gave him the benefit of the doubt. You didn't like to see it, but he went right back to him. Get him involved. End around. Why not have is there a way, and I know it is, but like a fake end around to Debo, back to Jalen Lane, like a double end around, something like that can get the ball in his hands as well, because this guy's speed when in the open field, it's like no other. So I think just find creative ways to get the ball in his hands. And as we known since that Bengals game, him as a receiver, he's probably going to end up growing into this legit third option. And I think Sunday furthered that, even though, like I said, he had a drop, he immediately made up for it. He's able to he has a good knack to just find open grass, right? Sitting down in the zone and just being able to just find open space and making the catch. His hands are very, very much more impressive than I originally thought. So I just think find creative ways to do it. And there's no better man than Cliff Kingsbury, who I'm so depressed that we're going to lose at the end of the season.
Hey, listen, man, don't say that too soon, and enjoy the good times and let the good times roll while he's still here. There is a world where a perfect job does not open up, because unless Cincinnati or Buffalo or something opens up, I don't see him necessarily leaving. He's not going to take some experimental quarterback situation. He's going to wait till something perfect. There's a world also we can make him the highest paid OC in the league, give him the assistant coach title, and he's here throughout Jayden's rookie contract, because we got a real good thing going here. He may Ben Johnson that situation and wait till what he feels is the dream job opens up for him. So relax on that one. Relax on that right now.
I needed to hear that. I needed to hear it, because I'm watching Cliff every day. He's just such a great play caller.
So good, bro. Everyone was open all day, Juan.
That's what I was telling Giants fans after the game, but they did not want to listen. They wanted to take moral victories that they stopped us. I'm like, no, you didn't. We stopped ourselves,
bro,
man.
That all 22 looks like we're playing on air. Guys are streaking open. All that shit we left on the field, it was all plays where the receiver would have caught the ball with space to go. Obviously, with Zach Ertz, he not going nowhere on those plays, but Debo and Terry, all those plays are there to be made, man. We had a play taken back. Noah Brown negated his own catch. That was another chunk play called back. We missed a little bit late to one to Jalen Lane, a couple to Debo, and the deep ball to Terry. Bro, we left 100+ yards on the field, a couple other touchdowns on the field, and we still look like the offense we know we could be, man. I believe Kitty Hawk just said in the chat, she said, did you see that Michael Jordan look in Jayden's eye? I love that Jayden and Ertz harp on the standard not being kept up. 21 points, that ain't us. We scoffing at 21 points. We used to dream to score 20 points in the game. We looking at 21 points like it's champ right now.
Without a doubt. And how could you not? Like, when it's clear, it'd be different if the Giants made some type of plays defensively. I'm still looking for Dexter Lawrence, still waiting for the wellness check results to come back. I don't know where he's at. Right, but
how they find him now?
It'd be different if they had something to lean on and say, yeah, they got us there. But it was nothing. Right, we simply got in our own way. So I'm right with them with scoffing at 21 points. But as to your point, it was a sexy ass 21 points. I'll say that, because them 21 points we put up, well, it was damn. That Debo Sam, when he bent that corner, man, and dove for that pile on, man. Oh my God, boy! I'm telling you.
And then my favorite part about that play is the setup, and it shows how cohesive this unit is. Bill is out there blocking. He's not known to be no blocker. He's out there blocking. John Bates is out there blocking. And the worst sight for a defender is this big mountain of a man, Laramie Tunzel, coming downhill out there, leading the way for Debo Samuel. We set that play up all day. We had Jayden doing all these pivot, slide, and turn handoff. And when we finally got to it, it ended up being the punctuation mark. Cliff Kingsbury is a diabolical play caller, and he has his counterpart playing quarterback for this team. What type of day are you seeing for 17 in game 2? Because 17, this feels like one of those 4-catch, 90 to 100 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 huge long play happening tomorrow night. 27 yards not going to do it. 4 targets ain't going to do it. They probably make an early concerted effort to get Terry the ball. What type of Terry McLaurin day are you expecting?
Man, and before I even answer that, I'm defending you on betting for Terry week 1. You ain't do nothing wrong, Rio.
Yeah,
we all expected Terry to go out there and have a day, and he should have. Not only did Jayden Daniels overthrow him, he should have had 2 touchdowns, because he was wide open in the red zone on one specific play. If I went back and looked at the film, I could bring it up, but that he should have had 2 touchdowns, right? The catch that they called incomplete, he didn't do himself no favor, right, by wearing the same color gloves or whatever, but that was a catch. And then obviously, I think it was 1 incompletion, or the catch that he actually made towards the sideline. That wasn't the best ball by 5. So in your defense, man, he should have had about 5 for 68 and maybe 2 tuds.
No, it would have been closer, because if he probably would have got caught on the deep ball somehow, because that's what he do. But that's at least 60 right there. That was him and Debo both had 100-yard days that 5 kind of left stranded, but we're not going to miss those again.
No, without a doubt. And I don't know, Rio. He was picking up speed towards the end of the season, so I don't know if he get hogged down anymore. But I really want to drag and go crazy, but I know Terry, so it's like I can't put this 100-yard game on him. I'm gonna say 5 receptions, 75 yards, and a touchdown.
I'm going to go 4 for 95. 4 for 95 in a tug. I think he's going to have a 50-plus yard catch tomorrow. I think Jayden's going to hit him on that. He's going to hit him on that same joint he missed him on last week. He gonna, the same way we did the Chicago Bears, the same way the deep ball happened versus the Bengals last year, versus the Browns. We getting one of those. It may be one of those beauties where Micah Parsons runs Jayden out the pocket and he ends up hitting him on the go.
Man, I'm dying for it. And you know what, Rio? Is there a way Jair Alexander could suit up for the Packers?
I know, because he used to run them boys.
Man, Terry, whatever it was about Jair Alexander, man, he used to torch him in that Packers defense. But to your point, I think Terry's going to have a much, much better day. I'm harping on what you said. Aerial assault. I'm expecting that. 30 points minimum. 2-3 tugs by 5. Let's do it, man.
Yep, I see it. And Jayden, being the player that we know he is, he's not going to miss on the same shit twice. Chauncey, thank you for joining the Rambler family and joining the channel. Appreciate you for the donation as well. The game is going to be run in the trenches. I think it could be, but I think that arm of 5 is going to do the biggest damage for this team this week. Also, once again, doubling up. I appreciate you. Fast start, eliminate penalties. And fast start in this game, fast start in this first month of the season. This game is huge in the big picture of the NFC playoff picture, especially in the division with the collision course we're on with the Philadelphia Eagles. I see the Eagles schedule and I see our schedule. If we get this one tomorrow in Green Bay with the Raiders coming up, which they're a better team this year, there ain't nothing to gimme. And then the Falcons after that, the Chargers, those are good football teams, but this game could set us up to a very fast start in 2025. This one is huge, but man, I'm ready to. I feel so confident going into this game, Juan.
Man, I do too. I wish we can suit up and watch it right now. But to your point, man, this team, well, to Chauncey's point, fast start it has to happen. We cannot have these 10 penalty, double-digit penalties, false starts, holdings, offsides. We kind of got to be borderline perfect because this is a good Green Bay Packers team. For whatever reason, Rio, and I'm not gonna say for whatever reason because they're a good team. But they seem to be the NFC favorite, even ahead of the Eagles in terms of the team that's going to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. So if you go out there and beat them, that is such a total confidence boost out there, I say, or
statement. That's a statement
game. Yeah, like it kind of just proves that but I don't even want to say statement game for me, personally, because I already feel that. Like, I don't know.
We already that. It's not like, I don't want people to understand. This is not a coming out party. We've already arrived. Yeah. We've already arrived. This year is confirmation. This is the year you understand that last year wasn't no fluky. Y'all can put to bed. We could throw dirt on the conversation of a potential sophomore slump because we got one of those. And as a team, and y'all gotta see us too, because we got a defense now. And that defense can really show the world, they actually can stop the run this year, because that's the biggest thing for us.
Nah, without a doubt. And that's why when I saw you had the graphic up of basically them sweeping us, picking the Packers to win, that's why it rubbed me the wrong way. Because it's like, I get home field advantage. They're a good team, but really? Like, why are we still on this Washington, we're not too sure train? Like, we're that team. And we're going to go out there and prove it on Thursday. But to your point, like, we get this victory. I mean, I've already predicted a super fast start. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you. I did. But you get this victory.
I got us winning the first 4. Bro.
You got us. Who do you have us losing to, though?
For the first time, I got us losing to the Chargers. I got us losing to the Chargers. I got us splitting with Dallas, splitting with Philly. I got us going 13-4. I got us losing to the Broncos, the Chargers, and Dallas and Philly once. And I got us 13-4.
I got us 13-4 too, but mine's is a little bit more bullish because I have us starting off 7-0. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would have gave us that Dallas loss
6-1. I got a 6-1.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at you, bro.
Had that Dallas game been here, I think we lose. But we played better in Dallas, so I think we're gonna get that victory week 7. But if it was at home, I would have had us losing that game.
So you got us losing on Christmas?
Yeah.
We're not losing at home on Christmas. Bro.
Now I do. Now,
okay, true.
Now
True.
we don't know what the future's gonna look like, right? We could be the best team in the NFL by that point, and it's like, man, Dallas ain't beating us. But right now, just being fair in my 13-4 assessment, and I had to pick a game we lose. I say we'll lose. There's always some BS that happens with Dallas here. Like
always
on the road, we in Dallas. We play them much better, but for some reason, like last year, we lose our shit. Dan Quinn, he doesn't act like Dan Quinn with his ballsy aggressiveness. Like something crazy always happens. So I still got that PTSD with that. So that's why I have us losing there. But yeah, to your point though, I think we start off very fast. That Chargers game, I'm more scared of the Falcons game than the Chargers one, only for the simple fact that all streaks must come to an end, they say. And I don't think it's going to come to an end this year, but that Falcons game definitely scares me. But boy, after that Justin Herbert clinic, like I don't think no one really needed reassurance of how good he was. But after that clinic, you ain't wrong for picking that loss because I could definitely see it.
And honestly, I will change real quick because I had us winning our first 4 to start. Boom, 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 boom to start the season. And you know, we win this game impressively, bro. We could really start having some fun conversations about what this season could look like because this is one of the better teams on our schedule, and they're the current media darlings. You know how recency bias work. They already had high expectations coming into 25. They just traded for Micah Parsons last week. So this is all fresh. It's all new. They parlay that with dominating the Lions. Cool. Media darlings now. Everyone wants to see the Packers in that game. Everyone's picking the Packers. Everyone's already saying this is the Eagles' biggest competition in the conference. We knock these boys off. We're going to be top 3 in power rankings, and we might be top 2 and not 2 on that list if we go in there and handle business tomorrow night. Sierra Goodman, yo, Rio, why is the world underestimating us as if our quarterback doesn't practice on prime time? Yeah, he produce on prime time. They're going to find out. They're going to find out. Everybody wants to see Washington be humble. They don't want to believe that this is real yet. They still think we fugazi. They still think we're one-year wonders, and they still think that there's a possibility that Jayden slumps this year. But they don't know. They don't have the answers to the rubric like we do. We got the answers to the test already, and I think we're going to continue, and we're going to go up there and get this W tomorrow. But what player do you need more from in week 2? And while I'm going to let you think about that real quick, for me, it's Frankie Louvu. It's Frankie Louvu. We managed to keep Russ running for his life all day without screw loose Oos coming downhill and putting pressure on him. Imagine what that pass rush could be if 4 gets to going. And 4 usually shows up when them bright lights are on. For me, it's Frankie, screw loose Oos, Louvu on Demon Time tomorrow.
That's a good one. I definitely thinking about it because with Oos, he wasn't. I'm not gonna say he wasn't playing like himself, but the only time I seen him was when he missed a tackle. I'm like, hold on, Oos don't do that. That ain't Frankie from last year. So definitely, that's a good one.
Cam Scatterboo, you know what I'm saying? He put them pads on him, man. Threw him off a little bit.
Man, I ain't trying to hit nothing about -3 yards, man. They trying to gas that up. I'm like, hey, man.
The most impressive -3 yard performance in the history of the league.
We got more rushing yards than him, man. You know what I mean? But that's a really good one. Because I would say Jalen Lane, but it's like I want to be fair on him. It's only his second game. So I don't know if there's really a guy that I have for you because everyone really played well. Maybe like Josh Connolly, but he's a rookie. Laramie Tunsil was fine.
Connolly got his work cut out for him because you know they're gonna put Parsons in front of him every play.
Let me continue to think about it. I'm gonna have one for you. Let me continue to think.
So I got Frankie Louvu on the defensive side. From the offensive side, it feels rather obvious. Terry, and Terry, you know, he didn't necessarily control, but I want there to be undeniable, Terry is flashing open and out. Now I can't even pick Terry though, because Jayden left him stranded for a couple things.
Yeah.
But I definitely got Luvu on the defensive side of the ball. Offensively, Ben Sinnott. But I don't really know where the targets actually come from Ben
Yeah,
Simmons.
that's
So
the
no, it
thing,
ain't been.
right?
I don't really need to see more from many people.
Rio, we're good, bro.
We're good. We're good to go. Right.
That's the thing about it. That's why
Right.
we're so like last year, like we had so many holes last year, but made it to the NFC Championship. And this year, where are the holes? Like, I get it. We can nitpick throughout the year. Oh, this doesn't look good. But like, where are the real holes at that you're because we don't even have Sam Cosmi back. Like, and when he gets back, that's a top 5 offensive line unit right there. So you got a top 5 offensive line unit. You got one of the best secondaries in the game. You obviously got one of the best quarterbacks in the, like, where are these really true significant holes? And I know obviously they're going to continue to get better throughout the years because guys, they can be improvements. But is there a world that Adam Peters fixed this horrible roster in 2 off seasons? Like, think about it.
It's wild, man. We've come so far, so fast, bro. Like, I just need Jayden just to be on. Like, you know, I don't have to say I need more from him. I just need to be on. Be who he is, man. Be who he is. Be the guy we know you are already, man. So what up, Sid? Appreciate you for the $4.99 super chat donation. The trash I'm gonna talk when we win might get disrespectful because I'm sick of Packer fans already. Yeah, it's a lot. It's very, very dismissive. I've seen dismissiveness from a lot of them. It's not too much of them. It's not quite Chicago Bears, Detroit Lions like where they're treating us like this Make-A-Wish football team, but they definitely expect to win, and they should, because this is a pick'em type game. 2 playoff teams that are very deserving to be there playing against each other on a Thursday night game with a lot of momentum and NFC implications on the line. We both should feel like we're going to win tomorrow.
Without a doubt. I mean, especially when you're at home, you're off of a very dominant division win. I'm very excited to see how we adjust to that loud, ruckus Lambeau crowd. So, I mean, yeah, Green Bay's confident, right? They're a good team, but I'm right there with you. I ain't gonna say I'm gonna get disrespectful, but I'm more so gonna be more so on the terms of like, what else do you need to see? Like, what else? If this doesn't prove it to you, then at this point, you're just a hater, bro. Like, that's how I'm carrying it tomorrow because me and Rio, we expect to win this game. But if we, and then when we do, it's going to be like, now you got nothing else you can say. You got to finally put us in, as Rio said, top 3 power rankings. And you got to start picking us as the NFC favorite to come out when it comes to Super Bowl talks. But yeah, get disrespectful. I encourage it.
I'm trying. Listen, man. This we earned this, bro. We've sat through so many years to get to this point to be able to talk our shit when it finally applies and actually genuinely be able to do so and it not be delusion. So allow us to do that. Everybody else is allowed to, but we got to be humble now that we here. Nah. Nah, we following through. We're going to stay right here. We're following through. Did you see, what was your observation of the rest of the 2024 QB class in week 1 of the season?
You know what's crazy? People were going stupid for Caleb Williams 10 out of 10 start. And I said, you know what? I said, Caleb, shout out to Caleb, man. This is why you can never give someone their props too early. Because the real them is going to eventually show at some point, and clearly we seeing it, and vice versa for JJ McCarthy. I'm a fool for coming up with my early Brock Purdy comparisons. I said he's Brock Purdy 2.0, and that's no shot at Brock Purdy. He's a good quarterback, but that's just how I felt out of JJ McCarthy. And early on, I said, yeah, man, he just doesn't have it.
Nope, he got some moxie to him, man.
Yeah, he got some balls to him, something that Caleb Williams doesn't have. No, I'm just playing. I'm joking.
See,
but
I get caught in the gray area because Bears fans piss me off. I like Caleb, but I get caught in going on him because Bears fans be talking nasty to us, bro.
I do too. Everyone in my real life that aren't even Bears fans, they think I hate Caleb Williams because I love Jayden Daniels so much, and I tell them Caleb Williams wouldn't have done what Jayden Daniels did last year for this same exact organization if it was flipped around. I personally still believe that, but I like Caleb Williams. The talent is there. It's probably not a more talented guy in the draft. If you want to say 5, you can, obviously, now that we know, but he has the talent. It's this that he doesn't have, right?
He's mentally fragile, and in structure, it's bad. And after that 10 for 10 start, he looked like a fucking nightmare on Monday night. And for 3 quarters, JJ McCarthy was in the same nightmare as him. They was both on Elm Street. Like, that shit was nasty. And then JJ McCarthy, who they let hang around too long, ended up killing him in the 4th quarter. Drake May looked okay.
Yep.
Drake May looked okay. Michael Penix looked really good, and then he got sold by his kicker at the end of the game. Bo Nix looked like dog shit Sunday and should be very glad they played against last year's worst team in the league. And our guy is just so much ahead of him. He doesn't have peers in his class. His peers are the guys he's chasing at the top of the league.
No, without a doubt. You know what I mean? Like, he's so much, and we finally got it right. Like it feels so good that we made the right decision. I'm sure Bears fan or Bears organization, they're probably beating themselves up for not getting this guy, right? But at the same time, to your point, his competition is Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. He's in that realm already. But if we had to be fair and say, I mean, and it's probably not a surprise, but Michael Penix at this point is probably the second best quarterback in this class. But look at him. Look at the two things they have in common. They were older rookies, right? So maybe that's a new trend that people have to start facing. Obviously, Bo Nix as well. But in my opinion, I've always felt like Bo Nix was catered more towards the game plan and the scheme more so than his actual talents itself. But Jayden Daniels and Michael Penix, it's something to them, man. It's something to them. They have it. And I'm hoping Drake May finds his way around because I have high hopes for him as well, too.
Yep. Hopes and thoughts and T's and P's, thoughts and prayers to the rest of the quarterback class, but we cannot relate because our guy has already arrived, taken off, and he's about to spread his wings on Thursday night football tomorrow. Lastly, to get ready to start to close this stream out, we cannot do that penalty shit tomorrow. This is a better football team. We're going to shoot ourselves in the foot and not have a chance if we have 12 penalties for 90 yards tomorrow.
No, without a doubt. Double-digit penalties. I mean, and it's like penalties happen, right? So it's a part of the game, right? I don't expect us to be
clean sheet. Yeah.
Right. But it's the penalties that destroy drives or ruin created turnovers, right? Whether it's the Noah Brown big play, whether it's the Dietrich Wise roughing the passer or whoever it was on, like, those are the ones that you be like, come on, what are we doing here? You know? So I would say less of, we can't have double-digit penalties, but just be smart, right? You can't control certain things. Ref call it. They see how they see it. But if it's the things that you can somewhat control, like a holding, let's do it, man. Let's play some clean football tomorrow to the best of our ability and get this freaking dub and eat some cheese, man. I wish I had a cheese head so I could just,
I know. I wish I could come across some type of cheese head so I can just throw it around the house when I'm streaming during the game tomorrow. We're on the road. We take our show on the road like the Beatles. We both got us coming away victorious tomorrow, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. Oh man, come on. I'm confident like no other and beating my chest all week, and I expect to win the game, but that's no different because I expect to win every single game now. Again, expectations is different around here.
Okay, so to close this one out, I'm gonna let you get out of here. What is the story on Friday morning after Washington's on their way back from Lambeau?
The story is the Washington Commanders is the best team in the NFC? Question mark, right? Because of course you got to throw the question out there. And Jayden Daniels is the front runner for early MVP, even though it's only 2 weeks. But that's how I think tomorrow's gonna go. And boy, Rio, I'm being calm about this defense. Oh, but please don't let this defense go out there and hold Jordan Love to 15 points, 20 points. And if they do that, that's probably gonna be the biggest story.
Holy shit, man. But I can't wait for tomorrow night. I think the thing that this game sets up, we're the first game of week 2. So we have so much momentum. We win this game tomorrow. We're the first team in the league, the 2 wins. We're sitting at 2-0. The Eagles play the Chiefs. The league may not allow the Chiefs starting the season 0-2. So Washington takes down the Packers. Let's say the Chiefs hypothetically beat the Eagles. I'm not sure they beat the Eagles. I think the Eagles win that game, actually. But let's just say The Packers and the Eagles fall to 1-1. Washington's sitting pretty as shit in the top of the National Football Conference. And man. But here we go. We both got a dubski tomorrow. Let folks know, if they don't already know, where they can find you, follow you on social media, and any plans you have coming out content-wise.
Yes, sir. So my name is Juan Gotti Talking Sports. You can find me on YouTube and all social media platforms under that name. And shout out to Rio for having me on as always. And content-wise, same thing every single day. Videos, live streams, live play-by-plays like we used to do back in the day. I'm back on that. Have interviews with some Commanders, I guess beat writers coming out as well. We're working towards that. So just a bunch of content rolling out just like the rest of this Commanders community. But you can follow me at Juan Gotti Talking Sports. Come over there. We'll be having a blast. Thank you, Rio, for having me on.
Absolutely, man. And we'll definitely do this again. Make sure y'all run this channel up as well. We have so many talented content creators in this Washington creator sphere and space that we have over here. And there's room for everybody to eat. Thank you all for watching, for commenting, for subscribing, for super chatting, and all of the above as we push toward our next goal on the channel of 25,000 subscribers. Let's get there by mid-season, man. I think we can. And thank you to our sponsors from SeatGeek and Sleeper. One more word from our sponsors on the way out. Hail to the Washington Commanders, unless some more news comes out. I will see y'all tomorrow. Commander Rio, Commander Juan, out.
Sleeper is the #1 fantasy sports app. It pays to know sports. Pick more or less on top players. Your first pick is on us, so start winning now. Play in Texas, Georgia, Minnesota, and 27 more states. Pick anytime across all sports, pregame or live. Over 10 million players are already on Sleeper. Make your picks count. Score up to 1,000 times your cash. Join today. Get up to $100 credit using code RIO91. Call your